Hello everyone, and welcome to this Microsoft Excel video. And today we're going to look at Excel's new function, which is the XLOOKUP function. The XLOOKUP function searches a range or an array and then returns the item corresponding to the first match it finds. If no matches exist, then XLOOKUP can return the closest approximate match. The XLOOKUP is so versatile that it can remove or replace the functions of VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index match, and even more. Today, I will go through 5 examples that will help you to show you and practice the functions of the XLOOKUP. Alright, so first over here, you can see that I have a value over here for yearly salaries and their percentage bonuses that I need to find and our employee names over here. Okay, so first I want to find what percentage bonus that each employee over here has got according to the master chart over here, which says their names and the bonuses that they have found out for themselves throughout the year. Okay, so over here first we'll type equal to XLOOKUP, open parentheses, and then first we'll select the lookup value, which is basically for employee George Bush. So let's select this. After that, we'll select the lookup array. So this is basically where we want to find our name from. Okay, after that we'll select the return array. So this is basically the array from which we will find our bonus from. And I almost forgot to tell you this, but you have to press F4 to lock in the values so that they do not change while you're trying to put them in. Alright, let me start again from the beginning so that it does work. So first the lookup array over here, and then press F4, then after that comma, let's select the bonus, F4, comma, and now instead of a comma, we'll just close the bracket because we're done over here. So let's close it and press enter. Now I can see that the bonus over here is given as 27% for George Bush, which is correct. Now let's use the fill handle to fill out the rest of the information. Now, you can see that we have some not applicable or hashtag NA errors over here. Now, how do we solve that while using our lookup array? In order to do that, we'll go back to our formula over here, and then let's just select the first one. We'll go back to our formula over here, then press comma, and you can see that the first optional array is telling us, or the first optional argument is telling us the if not found. So over here in double quotations, we'll write this sign and press enter. Now, if we use the fill handle, you can see that the hashtag NA errors have disappeared and we do not have to go through any other excess formulas to add to our XLOOKUP to make it look better. So now that we're done with this, let's go ahead and show you that the XLOOKUP not only works for the VLOOKUP function but also works for the HLOOKUP function. So let's go there, and now you can see that we have our HLOOKUP master identification over here. Now let's do the same thing. Let's go over to this cell and then write XLOOKUP. Okay, then press the lookup value, which is George right over here. Okay, comma, and then select the lookup array, which is these cells right here. So I'll just press Ctrl Shift, then it will just select all of these cells over here. After that, I'll press F4 to lock in the values. Okay, then press a comma and then select the return array, which is right over here. Ctrl Shift right arrow key. Now I selected all of them over here. Then press F4 to lock in the values. After that, I'll press a comma, or instead of pressing the comma, I'll just put the bracket in and then press enter. Now you can see it's showing me an hashtag NA error. This is because the names over here are not similar to the names over here. So This is another thing you need to know. Whenever using XLOOKUP, you need to make sure that the name matches directly as the name in the HLOOKUP master, or our index from which we want to find our bonuses from. So now let me fix that for you. Okay, now you can see that right after I did this, I fixed all the names over here, that the bonuses have finally come up over here. Now let me turn this into the percentage style format. Now you can see that all of the bonuses are correct, and in order to change the hashtag and any errors, we just go over here, press a comma, then in text, let's say I want to press this, if on my if not found option argument. After that, if I press enter, you can see that all of them just fixes itself. Okay, just do that for those two, and now you can see that the hashtag and errors are replaced with this minus sign. All right, so now that we are done with this, let's go ahead and solve the next question that will show you how versatile XLOOKUP is. All right, now let's take a look at how we can use wildcards for our lookup value. So let's say that we just remembered the last name of our employee, which is over here as Fab, and we want to find the full name using our XLOOKUP wildcard optional argument. So how do we do that? So now let's use the XLOOKUP function equal to XLOOKUP, press tab. After that, we need to find the lookup value, which is Fab, right over here. All right, but since we are putting the wildcard argument, so we need to put the wildcard as a part of our lookup value. So in order to do that, we have to, so now let's go back over here, and then we have to write the asterisk sign in double quotations. Okay, so let's put double quotations first, then the asterisk, after that double quotations again. Then we'll fix it or make it functional by adding the and symbol beside our value over here. All right, after that we can continue with the XLOOKUP function. Let's put a comma, then the lookup array will basically be over here. Okay, and then the return array will also be from over here, the employee names. Okay, after that we will just press the first comma, and we don't want to find the if not found, so I'll just skip that. Then in match mode, we want to choose 2. So after we choose 2, we can just close the parentheses and hit enter. Now you can see that the XLOOKUP function gives us the value of Miller Fab, which is true. Over here you can see the Miller Fab matches exactly with the last name Fab over here. Now if I go over here in this cell and delete it and write write arc, say ARK arc, you can see that it returns the value of the full name, which is Jennifer Arc. So that is how we can use the XLOOKUP in order to find a wildcard arguments. All right, so now that we are done with this part, let's go on to the next one. Now in the next example, I'll show you how you can do a two-way lookup. Over here in this table, you can see that I have added the max payments, the max bonus, and also the default yearly salary, and this new bonus will be for our next example. But as you can see, I have added all of these values so that it becomes easier for us to see what they are. Okay, now I'll show you how to create a two-way lookup for using the employee name and the value that we want to return in order to find our answer, which is basically the value inside these cells. All right, let's say I have Matt Daniels here and have the max payment or the max bonus or the max salary that I want to find for him. So how do we do this? Okay, first I'll delete these things so that I can show you how to make the data validation checkboxes like these. Okay, first I'll go to this cell and I want to use these cells for your instruction. So I'll select this cell and then go to data validation. After that, we'll just go to the validation criteria and click on the list. Then in the source, since we want the employee names, I'll select the employee names right over here. Okay. After that, I'll just press OK. Now you can see that I have my employee names just as I had them before over here. Now over here, we'll do the same thing for the value. I'll select data validation and then select a list. And this time for source, we want the values or the titles up here. Okay. After that, I'll press OK. Now you can see I have yearly salary, max bonus, and max payment over here. And we have the employee names too. All right. Now I'll go back over here since I do not want to actually use this and make any problems to the spaces that we already have. Okay. So let's begin. All right. Say now I want to find the value of the employee's George Bush's yearly salary. So what do we do now? Let's type equal to XLOOKUP. Open parentheses, and then our lookup value over here will be George Bush. So let's press this. After that, I'll press a comma, and now the lookup array will be basically the employee section over here. So I'll select the employee section. Okay. After that, I'll press a comma. Now, instead of the return array, I'll put another XLOOKUP function over here. So this is what I mean by saying a two-way lookup, an XLOOKUP inside another XLOOKUP. So let's write XLOOKUP, open parentheses, and then this time the lookup value will be this cell over here, which is the value of yearly salary. Okay. After that, I press a comma. Then I select the lookup array to be between the titles of yearly salary and max payment. Okay. After that, I press a comma and then select the return array to be the cells right over here. Okay. So let's select this. Now that we are done with that, let's close the parentheses 2 times and then hit enter. And I can see that George Bush's yearly salary was $97,574, which is correct. Now, if I change this to max bonus, you can see that the formula applies it, and we can see the max bonus to be correct. Now, if I even change the name to Matt Daniels, you can see that his max bonus is shown here using the two-way XLOOKUP function. All right, now that we're done with this example over here, let's continue to the next example, which is finding the new bonus scheme. All right. Now, in order to put in the new bonus scheme in our new bonus section over here, we first need to understand that we need to use the approximate match option in our XLOOKUP function in order to put down the new bonus scheme bonuses section right over here. All right. So what do we have to do? First, we'll type equal to XLOOKUP, open parentheses, and then we'll select the yearly salary over here, the yearly salary, and then press a comma. After that, we'll have to select the lookup array to be over here, which is basically these cells, and then we'll press F4 to fix in the values so that it does not change while we are going down another cell. Okay. After that, we press the comma, and then for the return array, we select these cells over here. Okay, which is basically the amount of or the percentage of bonus that we'll get. After that, we press F4. Okay, now for the if not found, we'll not do it now. I'll just press a comma and then let's go to match mode. Now for the match mode, we want the value of -1, which is the exact match or the next smaller item. So I'll click on this, which is basically the approximate match, just so you understand. All right, so let's click on this. After that, we close the parentheses and hit enter. Now you can see that I have a new bonus over here for George Bush to be 10%. But now if I put in the fill header, you can see that over here I have found all of the percentage bonuses of our employees. Now if we go back over here and in the if not section, we write down the value of 0. Okay, let's write down the value of 0. Then we use the fill handle. Now you can see that the errors have been removed and we do not have any problems. All right. So this is how you actually find out the value for our new bonus scheme using the approximate match in our XLOOKUP function. Alright, that is all for this video, and I hope you have learned how to use the XLOOKUP function in order to solve these few examples that has been presented to you today on this video. And now, I'll have to say goodbye. Thank you again for watching this video.